Hello everyone, this is Mr. Appel, and we're going to look at this example. So one dog, my dog, I don't actually have a dog, but it's fun, eats a full bowl of dog food in 2 minutes. So 2 minutes to eat one bowl. Raina's eats the same size bowl in 4 minutes. And so if they were eating it together, how many minutes would it take them to finish one bowl? So these problems are kind of hard sometimes to wrap your head around. So it's important to kind of think about the units and what you're actually calculating. So let's look at Manny, which we can't actually do because I don't have a dog named Manny anymore. I did a long time ago. Anyway, Manny eats one bowl every 2 minutes. Okay. And so one bowl every 2 minutes. So if I want to know how he's working, or how many bowls he's eaten after some amount of time, I would take the rate at which he's eating, which is one bowl every 2 minutes, and multiply that by the amount of time he spent eating. Right? So if he eats one bowl every 2 minutes, and I multiplied that by 2, because for 2 minutes, if you ate for 2 minutes, he will have eaten one bowl, right? If he ate for 4 minutes, he'll have eaten 2 bowls, because 1/2 times 4 is 2. Okay, so that's the idea there. If Raina's dog, we'll call him Dog because he doesn't have a name, eats one bowl every 4 minutes, then his rate is one bowl per 4 minutes. And again, same idea. If we multiply that dog's rate by the amount of time he spends on eating, that will tell us how much he's eaten. Okay, so this expression, 1/2 t, or t over 2, that's how much food Manny will have eaten after some amount of time. And then Raina's dog, t over 4, in that same amount of time, how much he'll have eaten in t minutes, after t minutes. And so the idea is, if they're eating together, we can add those two quantities together. So again, this represents the amount of food that Manny's eating. This represents the amount of food that Raina's dog is eating. And what we're interested in is what value of t will make the total amount they eat be equal to one bowl. And so that is the equation we're trying to solve. If you need to go back and rewatch some of that to understand how we got there, because sometimes it can be a little confusing, go ahead and do that. From here, solving this equation should be pretty easy. This is a fairly straightforward equation to solve. We're trying to clear out the fractions, so I'm going to multiply everything by the 2 and also the 4 to clear out all the denominators. Not the only way to solve this, but it's how I like to do it. So let's cancel those 2's and we get 4t. Let's cancel those 4's and we get 2t. And then 1 times 2 times 4 is 8. And now we've got a nice simple equation to solve. 6t equals 8. And so t is 8 divided by 6, which is 1 1/3. And so when answering the question, because the question said how many minutes would it take them, we have 1 1/3 minutes. A better way to describe it, you could write that as 1 1/3 minutes, which would be fine. A third of a minute is 1/3 of 60, which is 20. So that's 1 minute, 20 seconds. So that's probably the best way to answer this question. You could also write it as a decimal rounded to the nearest tenth, which would just be, it's 1.3 repeating, so rounded to the nearest tenth would be 1.3 minutes. Whoa, I can't write now, but you got the idea. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks.